The best midfielders don't fight pressure, they make it disappear. When the game speeds up, they slow it down. When everyone else is reacting, they're already ahead of the next phase. That's not confidence, that's control. And control is what separates the best midfielders in the world. Midfield is the one area of the pitch where pressure never stops. There's no time, no space, and no hiding. So the difference isn't who can pass the ball, it's who can think before the ball arrives. Most midfielders receive the ball, then decide. They take a touch, look up, and react to pressure. Better midfielders decide earlier. They scan before the pass is played. They know where the press is coming from. They know if they can turn or if they need to set the ball. That's why the same pass feels calm for one player and rushed for another. This isn't about talent, it's about time. Midfield punishes hesitation faster than any other position. If the ball reaches your feet before your decision is made, you're already late. This video is about how the best midfielders remove pressure before it even exists. From a young age, midfielders are told to keep the ball. Play simple, don't lose possession. That advice doesn't create elite players, it creates safe ones. And safe midfielders don't control games, they survive them. Control isn't touches, it isn't pass completion, it isn't work rate. Control is deciding where the game is played and how fast it moves. Elite midfielders don't follow the game, they drag it. Every midfielder knows this moment. You receive the ball, you feel pressure immediately, and suddenly the pitch feels small. That moment isn't about technique, it's about preparation. Top midfielders scan before the ball arrives. Not once, not twice, constantly. They're not looking for the ball, they're mapping the future. They already know where the pressure is, where the space is, what the next pass will be. That's why they look calm, they've already chosen. Confidence in midfield doesn't come from ability, it comes from knowing. And scanning gives you certainty. Most midfielders are praised for running. Elite midfielders are trusted for standing still. That sounds wrong until you understand positioning. Elite midfielders stand where they can see everything, where they can turn on the first touch, where they can hurt teams immediately. They don't hide behind markers, they separate from them. That's why they always seem available. Not because they work harder, but because they arrive earlier. Average midfielders feel busy, elite midfielders feel calm, and calm players get chosen. Most midfielders play not to be blamed. They recycle possession, they avoid risk, they wait for someone else to decide the game. Elite midfielders take responsibility. They pass through lines, they change tempo, they accept mistakes. Because influence requires courage. If you never risk losing the ball, you'll never be the reason your team wins. Now let's talk about Bruno Fernandes. Because Bruno doesn't dominate games by being the most talented player on the pitch. He dominates them by refusing to switch off. Watch him closely, not when he's on the ball, but when he loses it. The moment possession turns over, Bruno reacts instantly. Not jogging, not pointing, pressing. He doesn't press blindly, he presses with intent. He cuts passing lanes, he angles his run, he forces defenders onto their weaker side. That pressure creates chaos, and chaos creates chances. This is where most midfielders misunderstand work rate. They think work rate is distance covered. It isn't. Work rate is how often you arrive at the exact moment the game needs you. Bruno is relentless because he understands timing. He presses when defenders are facing their own goal. He presses when a teammate steps forward. He presses when one mistake could turn into an opportunity. That's not effort, that's awareness. And this is why his chance creation numbers stay high, even when his passing looks risky. Because chances aren't created by safe possession, they're created by forcing decisions. Bruno plays passes other midfielders won't attempt, not because he's careless, but because he sees the next phase before it happens. He doesn't play to keep the ball, he plays to end the attack. Every forward pass asks a question. Every risky ball forces defenders to react. Every press keeps the opposition under stress. That constant pressure breaks teams mentally. And here's the part people miss. Bruno doesn't stop demanding the ball after mistakes. He wants it more. Most midfielders hide after losing possession. Bruno shows for it again immediately. That takes personality, because elite midfielders don't need the game to be comfortable. They make the game uncomfortable for everyone else. Watch his movement between the lines. He's never static, never flat, always on a different angle. He positions himself so defenders can't mark him and watch the ball at the same time. That's intelligence. He scans, he drifts, he arrives late, and when the ball comes, he's already facing forward. That's why his passes hurt teams. They come at moments when defenses are unbalanced. Bruno isn't perfect. He loses the ball, he frustrates teammates, but he never disappears, and that's mastery. Midfield control isn't about playing flawlessly. It's about staying involved when the game gets chaotic. Bruno embraces that chaos. He presses, he creates, he demands responsibility. And that's the lesson. If you want to dominate midfield, you don't need to be the most gifted player on the pitch. You need to be the most engaged. Relentless without the ball, brave with it, present in every phase. That's not just Bruno Fernandes. That's what elite midfielders look like. So here's the truth. The best midfielders aren't perfect. They don't play safe, and they don't wait for permission. They scan earlier. They move smarter. They press with purpose. They create even when it's uncomfortable. They take responsibility when the game is messy. That's what separates players who are involved from players who decide matches. If you want to become the best midfielder you can be, stop asking how to look good. Start asking how to matter. Be available before you're needed. Demand the ball after mistakes. Press like the next moment depends on you, because it does. That's how midfielders earn trust. That's how leaders are built. That's how games are controlled. And if this resonated, it's because you already think this way. Now it's time to play like it.